Well, my dear brothers and sisters, again, today's a very, very beautiful day in our parish. All throughout this weekend, we are celebrating First Communions. And today we have 6 of our communicants receiving Jesus for the first time. Beautiful, beautiful day. And boys and girls, I just want to say to you that this is a day that the Lord himself has been waiting for. From all eternity, it's not just you who are excited to receive Jesus. Jesus is excited to be received by you. The Lord has been waiting for this day and planning this day. And we are very, very grateful to celebrate with you all. Boys and girls, let me ask you something. And I know that we have Isaac over here in our choir who's receiving Jesus for the first time too. So we're going to ask you as well. I'd like to ask you, boys and girls, what your favorite food is. What is your favorite food? Hank, what's your favorite food? Wonderful suit, by the way. I'm sorry? Smoked ribs. Good answer. Woo! Yeah. Natalie, what's your favorite food? Pizza. Good move. Which kind of pizza? Cheese pizza. All right. Andrew, what's your favorite food? Steak. Yes, indeed. Fantastic. Kira, what's your favorite food? Beautiful dress. What's that? Pasta. We'll get back to that in a second. And Braden, what's your favorite food? What's that? Ramen, my kind of man. Yeah. And Isaac. I'm sorry, I'll come to you. Beg your pardon. Say it again. Cheeseburgers. Bravo. Now, boys and girls, you're probably asking yourself, why in the world is Father talking to us about our favorite food? Doesn't he know that we're hungry enough already? The reason why I'm talking about food is because today you are going to receive very, very special food. Very special food. The bread from heaven. Jesus himself. Now, boys and girls, my own favorite food is actually, like Kira, pasta. I love spaghetti. I could eat spaghetti every day of my life. But even more than spaghetti, I like McDonald's chocolate shakes. And again, I could have those for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and a midnight snack. But let me ask you, if I were to live on McDonald's chocolate shakes, what would happen to me? What do you think? Yes? I would get a sugar rush, that's for sure. And after a sugar rush, there's a sugar crash. And what is more, my body would get very, very weak. Oh, sure, it'd be great for a day or two. And then after 2 or 3 or 4 weeks after that, my body would begin to stop responding as I needed to respond. There'd come a morning, I would wake up and I would try to get out of my bed and I wouldn't be able to. Because you can't live on chocolate shakes. You can't live on chocolate shakes. Boys and girls, we need good nutrition to do what we're supposed to do. Not only to get up in the morning, but also to run and to have fun, to listen to our parents, to experience the world like today's beautiful day. We need good nutrition. Without good nutrition, a balanced diet, our bodies will begin to kind of fall apart. Fall apart. This is why your parents tell you it's so important to eat well. Sure, we can have treats every once in a while, of course, but we have to eat well. This is why our parents are so clear about this. Well, boys and girls, just like if we don't eat good, nutritious food, our bodies begin to be kind of useless, so too in our walk with Jesus. You know, Jesus asks us to do some very, very hard things. Very hard things. He asks us to forgive our enemies. He asks us to love people that don't like us. He asks us to be present to people who can never give anything back. He asks us to be compassionate and loving to those who come to us in need. He asks us to give us his time, to give him our time, which sometimes is really, really hard because we got our own plans. And Jesus says, I got something for you today. Oh, come on, Lord, not today. To say yes to Jesus in these moments, to do what we're called to do, requires special food. And we call that food the Eucharist. We call that food the Eucharist. Jesus' own body and blood. Boys and girls, every single one of you is called to be a saint. A saint. a real hero for Jesus. God has incredible plans for your life. He's got dreams for you. You have no idea the kind of adventures that he has in place for you. You have a wonderful life in front of you, a wonderful life. Sure, there'll be challenges, sure. But he's got exciting, beautiful things for you, especially in knowing his love and sharing that love. But to do it, we have to receive the Eucharist to get the strength to do it. No matter how much pasta or even barbecue ribs or steak or ramen or pizza we eat, that's not enough. We need special food to do special things. Special food for special things. But boys and girls, there's even something more. There's even something more about today that I want to talk to you about. And that is that many, many years from now, one day, after you live your beautiful life, God will call you home. He will say to you, I want you to come to me. You've spent your life. I want you to come and be in my presence forever in heaven. And when we are laid to rest, our bodies that have received Jesus in the Eucharist will know how to rise from the grave. Our bodies will know how to rise from the grave. I do not know computers very well at all. But my understanding is that when you type in a program to a computer, you kind of teach the computer how to do that thing. Without the program, the computer's not going to do what you want it to do. You got to program it into the computer. Well, so too in our own bodies. Our bodies also have to be programmed to rise up. And that program comes, boys and girls, in the little host that you are going to receive today. Jesus is going to teach your body how to rise from the grave. So we don't need to be afraid of anything in our life. Nothing. Easier said than done, I get it. Because God has given us the ability to conquer the greatest of challenges. Our own death, boys and girls, our own death, which will come many years from now. But there's no need to be afraid of that, because he's taught our bodies how to rise. That's incredible. That is incredible. Your body one day will jump up out of the grave, and you'll be able to dance and laugh and sing again because you have received Jesus. That's what he promises. He says that if you eat my flesh and drink my blood, you will rise from the grave. Now, boys and girls, I want to talk to your parents for just a little bit here. To your parents, I want to commend you for the tremendous gift that you have given to your kids by forming them. It is not an easy time to raise children in the faith. It is not easy. And I want to applaud you for the sacrifices you make and the efforts you make. It is beautiful. It is commendable. And you're bringing your little ones today to a very special place, that is the Lord's own heart. And the Lord himself longs for these children. He longs to be with them and to teach them and to love them and to be loved by them. And so I urge you all, my dear brothers and sisters who have been entrusted with these beautiful young people, keep bringing them to Jesus, especially at Sunday Mass, the regular celebration of the sacraments, so important. You're giving them the most precious of all gifts. And it is, frankly, not okay to keep them away from that on Sundays. Jesus wants to be with them on Sundays. He's developing a great love for them, and he wants that to continue. So I urge you, when you hear the temptation on Sunday morning or Saturday night, it's been a really long week at work, really long. We got all kinds of family things going on or work things going on. We got a sports event, whatever it is. When you hear that temptation, I want you, my brothers and sisters, to fight against it and to think about your young people today, because it's for them. It's really for them. You're not always going to get a sterling homily from myself or Father Lynch or Deacon Dan. Not always going to happen. Some days, now I want to be careful here because I think we have tremendous music at Transfiguration, wonderful choir today. But we don't go to church because of the music, you know? We don't go to church because of the light show or the smoke show. The smoke show, huh? We got a smoke show this morning. We go to church because Jesus wants us there, and he's given us everything. And we go to offer him thanks in the way that he wants to be thanked. So, I thank you for your love for your kids. I urge you and I ask you to embrace this demanding, beautiful task of bringing them to Jesus. All right, my dear young friends, you have done so well during this homily, so attentive, and I'm so grateful. Well done. As you prepare to receive Jesus for the first time today, remember the Lord has a mission for you. Today is not just about you. It's about the mission that God has for you. And there's no reason to be afraid of anything, because Jesus gives us the power today to rise from the grave. And one day, in the flesh, in our own bodies, to enjoy the vision of God and to be with our family members and our friends who have gone before us. And maybe, if we're lucky, enjoy some McDonald's shakes. Please stand.